Welcome back and thanks for joining us for episode 2. Here we have a typical Australian road train and an Audi A7 parked next to it. As you can see, the Audi is tiny compared to this massive Goliath of a road train, which averages around 53 metres in length. The top speed, lawfully, of a road train is 100 kilometres per hour. The top speed of your Audi A7 is 255 kilometres per hour. Now, if you're a tourist and you've come to Australia and you're accustomed to driving those sorts of speeds, whatever you do, don't do that type of speed in Australia. If you do, you end up having a great chance of being the enemy of the state, homeless, or in prison, or any of the above three, in whichever order you choose. Now, the road train doing its normal speed in Australia and you doing 110 will mean that it will take you 1.9 kilometres to overtake this particular road train. That's a huge amount of time. Also, I would like to note special thanks to Channel 999 who have provided the footage of these acceleration times in an A7. Also, please note that the fuel economy hasn't been that bad overall. So, let's get on with it. We are travelling from Adelaide via Renmark, which is still in South Australia, to Mildura to visit Stefano's restaurant, which I still think is one of the best restaurants in the world. We are travelling with an Audi A7 Turbo Diesel V6. I haven't really talked about what this car can do, or indeed all of its features. All I can tell you, it's a bit of a Jekyll and Hyde. When you want it to be a nice, calm, quiet ride, it is. It's a supreme Grand Tourer. When you need to put your foot down, not to be boy racer, but when you need to put your foot down to get yourself out of an emergency, you can. Put simply, it really does the best of both worlds. It'll also carry 4 people, 4 adults. 4.5 if you've got a small child, because the back middle seat is uncomfortable. 300 odd horsepower on the old money, 400 newton meters of torque, so you've got plenty of grunt when you need it. All the bells and whistles. So think of, heads up display, lane, radar, blind spot, GPS, you name it, this particular car has it. The only thing that gives me the wheelies, and the only thing that I don't like, is this lane assist. Now, occasionally, it can be super aggressive and start pulling you in towards the white line. And that's okay, it's a safety feature, I understand all that. But when you're merging from one of those overtaking lanes, which you'll see in the film moving forward, you'll find that the car can't particularly read the merging lane or merging into traffic, and will occasionally throw or tug you violently one way or the other. There is another feature on the car that I find quite amusing. On the actual mirror, it's monitoring my eyelids movement up and down, and when it notices that I'm getting tired, up on a dashboard says, take a break, have a coffee. Now that's okay, I mean that's clever, but what if you don't drink coffee? Anyway, I would really love to see how this car compares to, say, other luxury Grand Tourers or SUVs in the marketplace. You know, it's quite a nice spot. All the switch gear is great. The actual finish is magnificent. I drove a Bentley Continental, which would now be about, I don't know, 10, 12 years old. And the layout in the internal cabin and the switch gear is very, very similar. However, you can still feel underneath your fingertips that it is an Audi, whereas, you know, it's got a bit of a plasticky feel to it, albeit heavy duty plastic, whereas the Bentley, you could just feel the steel underneath your fingertips. Anyway, if you've got a car, if you're looking at another road trip, you'd like me to use the vehicle, please get in touch. My email's at the bottom of this particular video. So a little bit about the car. I thought I'd show you bits of it as we're doing this huge journey, just to break up the monotony of our travels. Underneath the bonnet, and I have a confession to make, I actually haven't looked since I've owned the car. I figured the bills are scary enough, so I tend to concentrate on paying the mechanic rather than really understanding what's underneath here. As you can see, it's a V6 turbo diesel Audi, producing about 210 kilowatts or about 400 newton meters of torque. Now that's probably the flux capacitor and all the other bits. So fuel economy is fantastic, a lot of guts, a lot of torque, get you out of trouble wherever you are. Let's try to do a bit of an acceleration run. As you can see, it's got plenty of punch when you need it for these outback roads. So, thanks for watching. Please subscribe and share with your friends. We'll catch you next time.